I didn't even. I couldn't even. Oh, midnight. I mean, he's doing okay. Unless if you need to do something, he's fine right now. I just got him.
Afternoon. Welcome to King Richardson's channel for the second episode titled Fire. So today I'm going to be giving you a story time about the fire that happened on July 10th, 2024. I actually did have a premonition dream about some sort of fire that was going to happen, but I initially ignored that due to a previous fire that happened in 2016 where me and my family was nearly killed, and I just was so traumatized. I ignored it. I didn't want to believe that I would be involved in another incident like this. But I wasn't directly involved in it, but it definitely changed the trajectory of everything. Also, something else did happen that week, so it was a pile on the things that happened all at once. But today I'm going to give you the fire story. So the context behind it has been, I wanted to move. I was living with roommates. My cousin and his wife and kids. I was living with them. I wanted to move. It was hard for me to move because I was working for Amazon and these companies kept shutting down. And it was making me hard to be stable and save up the money to move. So leading up to the fire a couple weeks before, I really started to get focused, and I started to write everything down of what I really needed to do, and I just started to focus. I went to work, I came home, I took care of my kitten, I smoked my little weed that I had, maybe drank a little, went to sleep. And most of the time during those 2 weeks, I was slowing down. I probably wasn't drinking, but I was smoking probably one J a night. So this day, I actually went to work, and I worked long hours from about, I'll get up 7:30, probably exercise, and then I'll take a shower, look at what I look at, go to work. At this time, I did not have a car, so I had to get on the metro. It took me about an hour and a half to get there. So I got to work about 10 a.m. and we started around 10:45, and I wouldn't get off until 9 sometimes. So this particular day went so smooth, and as I was saying, I was so in a zone, focused. And this is to the fact when you say you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. You know, I was telling God, this is what I'm gonna do, this is my plan, I'm gonna do this on my own, I'm saving this money, I'm studying how I'm gonna do it, I'm saving, but it didn't work out that way. As I'll elaborate on in the next video of what happened also later that week that really caused me to become homeless at the time. I headed home, I believe it's kind of blurry because it was such a long night. But I did head home in an Uber, I believe, that night. So I get in the Uber and have a great conversation with the Uber driver. I do remember that. I was in a great mood, smooth, focused mood. Um, I actually think I took the metro. I took the metro. I walked all the way to my house from the metro station. I'm focused. I'm thinking about what I need to do to that night and the next morning and this week. This check is coming. All of these things. Once I get in there, we have a dog. We have a dog, and I used to take him out sometimes. A lot of the times I take him out, and he was a great dog named Midnight. It was a great dog, friendly dog. We had grew a bond, so he was crying. So I'm like, okay. Sometimes I didn't want to take him out, but tonight, this particular day, I wanted to take him out. So I'm in a good mood. I walk to the room, see my kitten. I grab him, rub him a little bit, give him some food, and then I kind of pre-roll my J and everything, and then I put it down. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go walk Midnight. He's crying, so I'm like, let me go walk him, and then we can get the night started, take a shower and everything. So I go get him, walk him, we go outside. Particularly every time I walk him, it's like a quick walk. Like sometimes we just go out the door and go right to the grass and I pick it up and everything. But this particular day, Midnight wants to walk around the whole complex and again. So we will walk around basically the whole complex, and I'm actually being patient. Sometimes I'm not patient with him. Today, for some reason, I'm like super patient. I'm just enjoying the walk. Like, I actually enjoyed this walk. This will actually be my last walk with Midnight. I haven't seen my buddy since this day, since this walk. So we go around and we come around finally, and when I hit the corner, it's just like big, it's people standing there just looking, they're just looking up, and Midnight tries to charge them, but I look up and I see like flames coming, or like a bright light, so I'm kind of in shock because everyone's just sitting there. So I asked them, I'm like, is there a fire? Is the house on fire? And they just stand there. They're not even like talking. They're just like, it's like they're in shock. So Midnight continues to bark at them and he's literally trying to charge them. He loves people, but I don't know why he's trying to charge them, and it's an actual fire right there. So I'm grabbing Midnight and tugging because we have kids in the house and the wife is in the house. So it looks pretty big. Like me with fires, I don't know. Fires spread very quickly. In my previous fire I was talking about, I was actually in the room when the fire occurred, and the room was basically nearly fully engulfed. And I just wanted to bring that up because I want to give the context of how quickly a fire can get bad. And, through the grace of God, all of our family members got out of the house due to my cousin being up miraculously and just hearing the noise. He called my name. I sat out, got out the room. About 1 minute later, everyone's basically getting out the house, and the room explodes. It was a big flat screen TV on the wall. I believe the explosion came from the TV. So the TV explodes less than probably 90 seconds after I get out the room. So I understand how quickly things can get bad in a fire because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I run into the house with midnight, and I'm like, oh, it's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire. And she's in shock, you know. It's just my cousin's wife, and she's in shock, like, what? I'm like, it's a fire, we gotta go. So I go, she's like, oh my God. And I go grab my kitten, I grab everything I think I have to have, like my phone, charger, shoes, pretty much the things I know I can't lose. Well, basically the phone, the charger, my kitten. When we grab that, we grab the kids, and we grab midnight. We get out of there. I go run and I go knock on the neighbors' doors that are literally right there by, you know, out of heroism or just not wanting to see anyone get hurt. So I was just brave enough to jump into action, knock on doors. Alhamdulillah, no one was home. No one was home. And this fire is spreading. It's still going on. The fire's still going on. The fire department, all this is happening. The fire department still isn't there. Then we finally get around the house. The fire department pulls up. They pull up, and they don't even immediately stop the fire. You know, sometimes, I don't know why, but they broke all the glass and then just letting the fire. And in the video, you can see, like, that's like 5 minutes. That's at least 5 minutes where they were just not putting this fire out. So they're breaking glass. I'm not sure what the protocol is. They did that when they pulled up to my fire in 2016, but we thought our uncle was in there. So we instructed them that someone may be in there. Y'all have to move way faster than that. But I'm not sure what the protocol is, but they just didn't put the fire out. So them not putting the fire out quickly may have caused more damage. It may be precautionary though, but it definitely, the fire went on long enough to where it spread to our house. The damage, the fumes, which actually caused the whole like apartment that we were living in, the complex, to be inhabitable. So that caused me to have to move, basically just go stay with my uncle that night. And little did I know that would be it. You know, I didn't talk to them probably, I'm talking to them probably that weekend. I've barely talked to them since, due to other reasons, but that's neither here nor there. I won't get into that, but that led to place being inhabitable, me getting out of that lease. As I said, that actually led me to getting what I wish for. Sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for because God will give it to you, but He's not gonna give it to you in the way you think. So that's a long story short. Basically what I'm saying, you know, like the fire has definitely been that was a big incident that has led me to here. And moving forward, I'll tell more stories on what has happened. In the next episode, I'm going to tell you about Amazon and the things that were going on there later that week that really caused it was a stressful week. Like, the week was stressful. That was one of the most stressful weeks I've ever experienced because it just happened it was just so much out of my control that happened so rapidly that it took a toll on me. I would say I was a little stressed, but I always have faith in God. I just want to end with that. I always have faith in God. I never, ever question. Even if I have questions, I never question the wisdom of God. And I always chalk it up to this is the way God wants to transmute this into something greater. And He has, and I'll get into that in a later video. But I'm just thankful no one was hurt. It was like 102 degrees that day. Like, it was just a crazy summer, and I'm just blessed that everyone got out safe, and I did have somewhere to stay that particular time of my life, miraculously. And yes, it was a crazy experience. I want to thank you guys for letting me share that with you. Like and subscribe to the channel. I will have social medias coming up. I do have them up, but I will be growing them as the channel grows. I don't see the need right now to really promote them because we're just building right now, and I'm just making sure I'm consistent. As I said, my goal is to upload at least 1,825 days straight, 5 years in a row, at least once. And that's my goal. This is day 2. I want to thank you for watching this video. And if you have any comments on how I should do, how I can do better, then just leave them below. Tap that subscribe. It only takes 1 second to do these things, and even if you like it, share.